Well, hi. This is September 15th, 2015, and I was watching TV today, and there's a new program on in the morning. It's on at 11 o'clock, leading up to the noon news. And I always like to watch the noon news, so I usually catch what's on before. And it's called FABlife. FABlife. And it's a fashion and beauty show, I guess. Fun and beauty, fashion, beauty, FAB, I don't know. Anyway, the main protagonist, the hostess, is Tyra Banks, who is, I guess, a model. And there are like 5 people there. There's her, and there's 3 other women who are like fashionistas, you know, and they all talk like this, and they do that little thing back and forth with their heads, you know, but I can't do it. Anyway, and then they have like the token gay guy who's the fashion designer, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they are. As I watched about 10 or 15 minutes of this show, and it's such drivel, and it's the typical, you know, is that what women are? Is that what women like? I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking, it reminded me, I don't know if any of you have ever read the novel 1984 by George Orwell. And he wrote it in 1948. And what he did was he flipped the numbers around 1984. And he wrote it as a critique of communism. And he really described a society it's kind of like getting like our society is getting now. Big Brother was watching you. That's where they get that term, Big Brother. It's not a TV show. There's a TV show called Big Brother that's a lot of nonsense. But it was a depiction of what will happen when government controls everything. They control the way you think. They control what you can say and what you can't say. And every room, every house, every place where people lived, there was a camera, there was a screen, and there was a camera, and they were watching you. In every room, they would watch everything you do. That's why they get the term Big Brother is watching you. And they fomented hatred. They would create enemies. They would rewrite history, which is a pretty common thing nowadays, rewriting history. But anyway, there was one of the main characters was a woman who fell in love with the main character, and that was forbidden. Sex was forbidden in that society. Marriage, I mean marital sex. We're not talking about illicit sex. Marital sex. You couldn't have kids. It was wrong to have kids. Anyway. She worked, and that I just said all that to set it up. She worked in the Ministry of Fiction, what they call the Ministry of Fiction. And what the Ministry of Fiction did was they produced pornographic literature for the people they called the proles. The proles were the people that weren't a member of the party. They were like the common, uneducated, unintelligent people that lived on the streets, and they weren't given the privileges of the party. So what they did was they produced pornographic literature, and to excite the common people, to get their minds off of stuff that's really going on. And when I watch a program like this, FABlife, it's just drivel. It's the same thing. There's like a ministry of fiction, a ministry of fashion, or whatever. And they put this stuff on TV, and they get everybody brainwashed or brain numbed. They numb our brains with this stupidity and this nonsense when our rights are eroding. They're being taken away every day by a government who desires to control everything. They want to control industry. They want to control entertainment. They want to control everything. They want to get our minds off the things that's really important. You know, in between the testaments, in between the Old Testament and New Testament, There's like 400 years of Jewish history. And while I don't recommend reading the Apocrypha, generally, there are a couple books in the Apocrypha that are historical. They're called First and Second Maccabees. And they deal with the in between the testaments, when there was a king named Antiochus Epiphanes who wanted to Hellenize the Jews. He wanted to make the Jewish religion illegal. He made it illegal to not eat pork, right? He made it illegal to follow the Ten Commandments. He made adherence to the law of Moses illegal. So, and he tried to force the Greek culture on the Jews to where he would put people to death. He desecrated the temple. He worshipped swine in the temple. And one of the things, if you read First Maccabees in the first chapter, it says one of the things he did to try to do this to the people was he built a sports arena, a gymnasium, they call it. Sports arena. Imagine that. Anyway, just blowing off a little steam here tonight. God bless you. Listen, John said in his first letter, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, because the love of the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. That's what all that stuff is about. They feed it to us. They want to melt our brains. So we're so caught up in all that stupid nonsense, all the drama, all the baloney, that we can't see what's going on right before our very eyes. We're like a frog in a pot of cold water and they turn the heat on. And by the time he realizes it's getting hot in here, it's too late. Well, put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ. Believe on His word. Look for His coming. Call upon Him to make you a new creature and make you the people He wants you to be. Amen? Hey, God bless. And have a great day.